Hello, everybody. Welcome to the launch of Karma 2 here on Comictopia's big day. Uh, Backerkit has been planning the launch of 28 simultaneous comic books and graphic novels for a long time. We are excited to be a part of it. And I am James KUHORIC, the wonderful horror author who keeps popping up on these streams, along with Dan WICKLINE, who is the creator and writer of Karma and Karma Volume 2, which we are celebrating today. And we want to talk a little bit about what's coming up, what all the excitement's about, what Karma's about. So let's dive right in. Dan, do you want to give us a little explanation and some background on the project?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Karma was an interesting project. I was asked to do kind of a erotic, romantic slice of life book, and decided that I should pull from some of my own experiences because besides being a comic writer, and I've written for most of the major publishers, sans Marvel and DC, but I've written for 30 Days of Night. I've written for Shadowhawk and just a bunch of other books. But besides being a writer, I'm also a photographer. As you can, I've got a couple of my photography books up here as well as the covers for the previous volumes of Karma. And I've had some pretty bizarre things happen in that time. Things that you sit there going, dear penthouse letters. But so I thought I'll pull some of those and I'll mix them in with the idea of a relationship and put together the first script. The folks at Dynamite liked it, and we did the first book, kickstarted it, and did surprisingly well. Hence, we're back. But the basic idea of the book is a little bit of a fish out of water story. You have Alex, who is he's more of a product photographer. He does advertising work and stuff like that. A buddy of his asks him to fill in on a model photo shoot where he meets Karma, this pretty popular supermodel who's looking to kind of branch out into other areas of the career. And the two of them hit it off, and it just becomes an interesting little love story between the two of them with a lot of pretty wild sexual moments. So that kind of boils it down.
Yeah, that's a great description, and I think that is one of the reasons why people were so drawn to the first volume is that you pulled some experience from real life and put it into these characters, and it felt not only to be scintillating and whatnot, but also rather real, real emotion, real situations in kind of these extraordinary circumstances. So the first volume we did was actually a couple of years ago, and it was on Kickstarter. It did very well. People were interested in it. We got some great creative collaborators on it. You may recall that the first edition had covers by superstars like Stepan Sajic and Mirka Andolfo, Michael De Pascal. Each of those covers was beautiful in its own, and we've got samples of those on the page you can take a look at and see what they look like. We were thrilled to find out that each of those wonderful creative voices was coming back for volume 2, presenting brand new covers using the same sort of very beautiful approach that they did in the first one. So Dan, I don't know if you were particularly excited. I know I was thrilled to see those three creators back. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. I'm one of those guys that want a book collection to feel like a collection. So like Stepan's original cover you put it next to his new cover, they feel connected. They feel like it's a continuation. Same with Michael DePascal and Mercas. I was really excited to get them back, but I was also really excited to get Carlos back. Carlos Renault, the interior artist. I thought he just hit it out of the park in the first book, and was really happy to hear he was coming back for volume 2. Yeah,
Yeah, Carlos's work is fantastic. It really does capture, not only the reality that you're describing, but that sort of fantasy element as well. It's beautiful, beautifully colored. The pages end up looking just fantastic. So getting him back was, certainly a huge accomplishment for us on this particular volume.
yeah. So the two stories do feel very connected, and it feels like you're just kind of picking up from where book 1 left off, and you've got the same cover artist, the same interior artist. It just kind of flows together. So collectively, it's a nice big 240-page story.
It does. It does. You can read them back to back. So another exciting element of this, it's certainly exciting to have Karma back in this new 120-page graphic novel, but we're real excited to be a part of Comictopia. This is the first Comictopia for Backerkit, and basically there are 28 publishers in total working together to promote each other, to promote their works, to introduce fans to new material, new content. It's all kinds of content. And there's some huge names in here too. Not only, Dynamite, but companies like our friends over at shoot, now I'm blanking. Nexus. Steve Rude is in here, which I think is really one of the most incredible artists of all time. So seeing our product alongside of Nexus is always something, very, very cool. The folks over at Zenoscope, Magnetic Press. I mean, there are a bunch of companies that are just doing some neat projects that I think all work well together. They show different types of content, different types of storytelling. But having us all sort of in this same boat where we have a chance to introduce people to new stuff through this event is pretty darn cool. Dan, what do you think about being a part of Backerkit's first Comictopia?
I love the idea. Like you said, there are some really great creators out there, and some that I've know personally. Fabrice Sapolsky from Fair Square Comics has a book on here. American Mythology has a book on here. So I mean, not only is it a chance to kind of spread the word about other creators, but also other publishers that people may not be as familiar with. Plus, anytime you get to work or do anything in conjunction with Steve Rude is a plus. Yeah,
absolutely. That was thrilling to see, and certainly one we'll be supporting, both me personally and probably as a company. The other interesting part about this new program is that it's introducing a cross collaboration element, which means that we are working hand in hand with another publisher to introduce both of our fan bases to our respective books. And Dynamite is working with American Mythology, which, as you may know, I have a little something to do with. And they are our partner in reaching out to fans for this particular program. So one of the big perks of this new opportunity is that fans who support both projects, purchase an item from both projects, will get 2 exclusive freebies for helping the companies to launch the products. So in this case, we've put together 2 really beautiful tarot cards. One for Karma and one for La Rosa Blanca. And the images are amazing. The Dynamite one features the Sajic cover artwork. And the American Mythology one features the cover by Lyrics. So These are both huge artists that have provided some pretty amazing artwork for the two respective projects. And I think that the nice thing about this is, you get your comic, you get whatever stretch goals we unlock, and you're also going to get these cross collaboration items, which are unique and only available through this offer.
Now, is the tarot card thing exclusive to Dynamite and American Mythology, or other companies doing tarot cards as well?
There is not exactly a tarot card. They're called oracle cards, and I think a few other folks are doing, but they're very similar. It's not a across the board thing,
Okay.
so it's only some publishers are doing it, not all of them. But it is a fun collectible. A tarot card or an oracle card is basically an oversized card that's meant to be in a deck of fortune telling. And whether you actually use them for something like that or not. Yeah, exactly.
Dynamite puts out great tarot card decks, by the way, if you haven't checked them out.
Yeah, they are fun. If you don't use them for that, they're still really awesome collectibles. They look great on display. You can put them, you can bag and board them with your comics, or you can show them off in other ways. But they're a neat, fun, additional collectible. And at heart, I think we're all collectors. We all like to get something special along with our new reading material.
Absolutely. So, plus tarot cards are fun at parties. Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. So we're about 15 minutes off from the launch of Comictopia and from the launch of Karma specifically. We're excited to see that launch go live and for everyone to get a little closer look at some of the interior pages, some of the offerings. We've got a real exciting list of stretch goals for this particular project. And for fans who are from the initial Karma Kickstarter, you'll recall that it was offered as a trade paperback, much as this is. And after a certain goal, we actually upgraded all the copies to hardcovers, which is an amazing stretch goal. I mean, that's as much value as you're ever going to get in a stretch goal. It could be that may be planned for this time around. You just have to wait and see what the stretch goals end up being. But the end result on those first volumes were really beautiful. In fact, I've got them here with me. I know Dan has them on his shelf right there. But they are really nice graphic novels, and they're all hardcovers from the original Kickstarter. These are pretty much sold out, so finding a copy of them is kind of tricky. But the trade paperback version, which ended up being the mass market version, is still available. There's still a couple of copies around. In fact, we have it on our add-ons. So if you are missing the original volume, you can of course pop in after you make your purchase of the new graphic novel and grab the trade paperback. And the paperback also features the Sejic cover artwork from the first volume. So if you were looking to get your fix of Sejic Volume 1 and Volume 2, you'd be in good shape.
I see William Zorn has popped in and says, I have done sketch cards for Dynamite, but love collecting too. Didn't realize that format was becoming popular. Yeah, the sketch cards and the tarot cards really are a neat little thing because, they're easier to display. You get small cases for them. But yeah, I remember when sketch cards were really starting off and seeing them pop up in decks and stuff, and knew a lot of artists that kind of made careers suddenly out of doing sketch cards.
Yeah.
So.
Indeed. In fact, we just did a campaign on Backerkit here not that long ago for the Puppet Master trading cards, the famous Full Moon Entertainment Puppet Master horror movies. And a big feature of that trading card set was some really amazing sketch cards. They were from all different artists all over the world. We even had a booster pack that you could get just sketch cards and some other incentive cards. And that is still live on Backerkit. You can still pre-order. So if you are interested in sketch cards, especially from an amazing run of movies like Puppet Master, pop over to our other page and check out the pre-order offerings. You can still get those sketch cards right now.
And you want to keep an eye on some of these artists who are doing these sketch cards, because I know that Tony Fleece and Tone Rodriguez really built up their names doing sketch cards, and now they've got Feral and Stray Dogs, and so
yeah, those are some great examples too. They are fantastic artists. Yeah. So we also did, in terms of stretch goals, originally for Karma, we did some naughty trading cards. And I thought these were fun. If you remember back in the heyday, back in the late 80s, early 90s, these sort of mature trading cards back in the Playboy era were somewhat popular. You could buy, various different magazine publishings of trading cards. And we actually did these kind of on a whim on the first time around, because it felt like something interesting and unique, and people really loved them. So basically, they use Carlos's artwork and just make these really sweet little sexy trading cards. And because of the excitement around those the first time around, we're going to do that this time around too. The first set, there were 3 cards, and they are truly beautiful. And we're going to have similar offerings this time around, so that you can have a matching set of volume 2, assuming we hit those stretch goals, which we hope with your help we will. If you missed those trading cards the first time around, you weren't a part of the original project, there are a few left, and you can purchase a set of those on add-ons. Boy, I'm stuck on add-ins today. You can purchase those on add-ons while they last. Like I said, we don't have a lot. We have a few. So if you missed those original stretch goal trading cards, you can still pick up a pack of them on our new project. And also, by contributing or by buying that, you're helping us to unlock new ones. So we're real excited to get to those first stretch goals. Obviously, the first goal for us is funding. We want to get to the funding level and make sure that Karma is in good shape to be published. And from there, we are excited to show you the stretch goals. We can't wait till you see the special trading cards, and of course, the little hint I gave you earlier about a possible upgrade. We think that these are things that fans are really going to enjoy, and are going to enjoy watching them get unlocked. So we're looking for everyone to help us to get the word out. If fans of similar product, who like similar kinds of stories, similar kinds of artwork, please share the project out with everybody, because every share will help us to reach somebody who doesn't know about Karma and has a chance to be excited and a part of the project here that we're putting together.
Plus, there's always the possibility for a 3rd volume. And I got to tell you guys, watching everything going on with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce kind of give me a lot of ideas on where this story might go next. So
there you go. You heard it here first. I get it though. That is an interesting parallel to sort of the celebrity culture that is somewhat prevalent in Karma. I think everybody, whether you want to be or not, is aware of that relationship, and it's certainly something to watch from afar, whether you're a fan or you're not a fan. It's still all over the place. You can't help but see it. It's interesting. That would be something that would contribute creatively to your thought process on telling a 3rd volume.
Well, it was kind of interesting to prepare for this. The comic process, the writer writes this, and it can be a long time before it actually comes out. So it's been quite a bit of time since I wrote the original script. And of course, I read it again when the pages came in but it'd been a little while since I read it. So I sat down and reread it, and I hadn't reread it since the Super Bowl. So all of that kind of fresh in my head, rereading it, and I'm seeing some parallels, and I'm seeing some interesting little things, in a way, even though like Travis Kelsey is a popular football star, compared to Taylor Swift, it's night and day. And it's kind of what Alex is going through with Karma, because her life is just so out there and different than what most people live, you know. And I saw a lot of that when I was doing photography and working with different models and stuff. I became good friends with somebody who worked for Playboy and was doing some of their shows and stuff. And it very, very different world. And anytime I'd hang out with her, it almost seemed surreal, you know? So I could see the parallels with what Travis Kelsey's dealing with. You know, you've got this level of fame and suddenly you're up here, you know? So I
Yeah,
find that very interesting.
yeah, for sure. That's an interesting parallel. So we're looking at about 5 minutes until Comictopia launches. I'm told by the fine folks at Backerkit that it's a simultaneous launch, that they are going to push the button and we're all going to be live at the same time. So that's pretty exciting. If you haven't checked it out yet, there's a Explore Comictopia button where you can click on it and see a flare piece from each of the projects, basically a headshot of each of the projects. And you can click on that, will take you directly to the campaigns. You can also find our collaboration partner, American Mythology, through our own page. So as you're looking at the Karma page, there is a cross collab section. You just click on that; it will take you to the page for that project, and you can check it out. Um, just keep in mind, all of these projects, not just ours, have a cross collaboration partner. So if you're supporting two projects, you're just adding to your overall swag haul. You know, as you bring home a number of extra goodies for each campaign. Um, and of course, we have, like I said, the tarot cards for the two, for Karma and for American Mythology's offering. So do check that out. Each page has the artwork, so you can see what those are and what they will look like in your collection. And of course, like I said, the Karma has multiple offerings. You pick the art you prefer on the cover, whether it's Sajic or Andolfo or De Pascal. There's also a racy cover that you can get by Michael De Pascal as well. So depending on what your interests are, you know, there are a lot of different options. And you can buy all of them. You can get prints. You can get all kinds of different product to add to your collection. So do skim through everything and see what is there for you. Looks like William Zornigan is popping in to ask about the sketch cards that we talked about. That was the Puppet Master, William, is what that particular project was. So you would look up Puppet Master trading cards, or just click on Dynamite and see our 3 projects that we've run on Backerkit so far. And you will be able to find those trading cards on the pre-order page. So just pop over there, see what you like, and you can do a pre-order up until we're basically ready to ship. And we expect that to be the same for Karma, but always best to get it while the getting's good, as they say. You know, get it while we're live on the Comictopia project, and that way you can be sure that you are not only getting your graphic novel and your extra goodies, but you're helping to unlock stretch goals, which everyone will thank you for. Um, and again, our first stretch goal is listed on there, so you can see on our page what that is, and just know that there are some really fun ones even beyond that. So we're excited to reveal what exactly those are and to get everybody involved. Dan, do you have any other thoughts on what fans should know about Karma leading up to the launch here in a few minutes?
Um, yeah, I guess I haven't really given a good synopsis of what the second volume is. You know, it does pick up from the first one. we have Alex and Karma trying to, it's a new relationship. And if you've been in a relationship, you know that once you've got past the whole should we be together, the rest of the world starts coming in and putting pressures on you and stuff like that. And that's what they have to deal in this one, because not only is there career changes, life changes, but there's also this former kid star turned pop star that ends up in the middle of their relationship too, which takes it to a very different place. She's a little. You might find some parallels to somebody in the news a lot, um, but she brings an interesting dynamic into it as well. And again, you've got. That's the thing is, yes, there's a lot of the sensual, sexual nature of the story, but there's also a lot of real life relationship stuff in it too. And that's part of what this one deals with is the outside pressures on a new relationship.
That's good stuff. That's that's the kind of thing you like to read about. It should be very interesting to anyone who hasn't experienced Karma to have a chance to check it out and to see what all the hubbub is about, so to speak. The book is mature readers. If you haven't picked that up, it is certainly for an older reader. We want to make sure that folks understand that going in. It is not uh, a kid's book. It is a mature reader's book that you should be of appropriate age to be reading. And it deals with mature topics, including relationships and sexuality. And I think that those are things that most people can relate to in terms of stories being told. So if you want,
if you're too young for Bridgerton, you're too young for Karma.
There you go. I actually, this is a very dated reference, but it's far better than the stories you would see on it. But it reminds me a bit of a Cinemax movie, a late night Cinemax movie. In terms of it's mature. It has sensuality in it, but it is not, pornographic or anything like that. It's just a mature project that people can enjoy reading or watching. And there you go. William has confirmed it. We are live. It looks like Comictopia has gone live, and everyone has an opportunity now to take a look, to pop in and see exactly what we've been yakking about here for the last half hour. Dan, do you have any final thoughts on the project or on being a part of Comictopia or the future of Karma that you want to share?
I am just really appreciative of everybody who backed the first book. I will be very appreciative of everybody who backs the new one. And I would love to continue telling the story of these two people, of Karma and Alex. So if you back it, there's a better chance there'll be a volume 3, a volume 4, and that. But also, I'm really excited about being part of this Comictopia project because, like I said, there's a lot of really good books in this, and it's a chance to cross promote. And that's something that crowdfunding campaigns don't really get a lot to do. So I really like this aspect of it. I think American Mythology puts out a lot of really cool books, but they don't get the press that a lot of other people do, or a lot of other publishers do. So hopefully that'll, bring them up. Fair Square Comics, Nexus, a lot of great books are part of this. And I look forward to just hitting that explore button and checking out what's all out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. So definitely take an opportunity, not just for checking out Karma, but for checking out all the cross collaborations, all the different projects. I think everyone will find something interesting in here. There's so many different voices, so many different creators. And we're excited to be one part of this first ever Comictopia through Backerkit. It seems like a great opportunity and a way for us to get out there and help each other. Comics is a very small industry, and the more we can do to help each other, the better it is for everyone. It's better for the readers too, a chance to find a different voice that you might be interested in reading from here out. Like Dan said, if you enjoy Karma, if you love beautiful artwork and you like a very interesting story based on some crazy real life events and some characters that are at the same time relatable and sort of unrelatable, I think that you can really find a new exciting read here by checking out this project and all the others. So that's about it for me. I've talked more than anyone wants to hear me talk. Dan, do you have anything else you want to say as we're closing out this live stream and getting ready to jump in, both as fans and as creators for this new project?
Well, I want to thank Carlos, Stepan, Mirka, and Michael for their contributions to the book. I think they did amazing, amazing work. And also, I really appreciate like Backerkit and these crowdfunding places, because it's really hard to put a non-superhero book out in the world, especially one that has a mature reader label. So having something like this where you can go straight out to the fans is really helpful. And again, thank you to everybody who backs this book and backed the previous volume, because that's what makes books like this exist. So, and thank you, Jim, for hosting this.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you being on here as well and letting everyone know straight from the creator's mouth exactly what the new project is and why people should be excited about it. So that's it for us. We've talked for quite a while, and we're going to take our lunch breaks and dive right into buying some books here on Comictopia. So everyone else, enjoy, and we will see you in the funny papers.
Thank you, everybody.